Hello, I'm Maggie from Amshi. Today we're going to be working with a KWL plus chart. You can do this with a variety of core content subjects, but we're going to be doing it with reading and specifically guided reading. I've chosen a level D book called All About Foxes, and so we're going to do a reading activity through this, well, you would with your kids, and touch on the vocabulary and the specific details of the story. And then you would go into your KWL. Prior to reading your guided reading book, you're going to go ahead and start with the KWL chart. And specifically, you're just going to start with the K first. The K in a KWL chart stands for know. What do you know prior to the reading? So this is where students are going to fill out what they know about the topic. Today our topic is all about foxes. So what you're going to do is you're going to make bullet points of what you already know about foxes. So let's say that they have fur. That I got an example from a student that they have fur. Okay? So you'll have several bullets and several examples from the students in the guided reading book. And this is to fill out the know. The step number 2 is the W of the KWL chart. The W stands for what you want to know. And so this is them being predictors and researchers, and so that they can guide their own knowledge and their own learning of what they want to find out from the reading. And so they'll make bullet points to reference while they're reading to find out the information. An example for the W of the KWL chart, what they want to know, is something like, what do they eat? So you'll write, eat? ? And that's when they're going to guide their own research through their reading. This is where they'll read for a purpose. To establish purpose in a reading is very important because it gives them meaning for reading. They're not just reading for entertainment, but they're reading to find out something. They're reading for a cause. At this point of our KWL chart, we're in the L portion. This is step number 3. This is where you stop and you go over to your guided reading book. Here's where you'll open your book and they'll be reading, preferably popcorn reading, because that gives them a chance to go through and they have a chance to listen to themselves, but also listen to their peers. Usually is what I'll do is I'll also take a turn in the popcorn reading so that they can hear the fluency and the comprehension and the correct way of how you should read fluently. And so they'll be reading. Meanwhile, you as the teacher are stopping and you're working on some comprehension questions. I have some that go along with our book. Basic questions like, why do foxes lose their old fur each spring? How are the foxes alike? How are they different? And these are just pulled directly from the book. And so this is basically just a comprehension activity. These could also be custom to your reading and your KWL chart. So you could touch on the W and you could form your own questions of what they want to know. After completing the guided reading and your comprehension questions throughout, you're going to go over to your L. And again, this could be done whole group, this could be done independently, or just with a small guided reading group. You're going to go over to your L, which is our step number 3. And you're going to bullet again what you learned. And now this can be what you want to know, but then again, your resource might not have touched on everything that the students wanted to know. So this is where the questions could be answered, but also it's just other facts that you might have learned. So during this book in particular, I learned that foxes hunt mostly at night. So we'll just make that one of our bullets. Hunt mostly at night. And that's just one of the facts that I learned through the whole book. And there will be several more bullet points. Then you're going to come down to the graphic organizer. This could be done as a Venn diagram or even just a web. Today I'm going to model a web. So in the middle, you'll have your main idea or topic, which is foxes. Off of that, you're going to have your stems. And this could be basic attributes about them, facts, etc. So I'm going to put they have bushy tails, different colored fur, and they are hunters. They could be anything you want or anything that your kids pick out, but this is a basic example of a graphic organizer. After completing a basic graphic organizer, either whole group or independently, you're going to go to the bottom, and this is our step number 5. This is our last step of a KWL Plus chart. This is our summary of learning. This can just basically be a brief statement about what you learned today. So that will include the L. That is our number 3 of the KWL chart. This will be a basic statement like, I learned that foxes are hunters. They hunt their prey mostly at night. They hunt small animals. That would be a perfectly great example of a summary of both your KWL chart as well as your guided reading book. So today we have covered a KWL Plus chart, what it looks like, what's included within it, and how to implement it. There's many ways to implement KWL Plus charts that can include with science lessons, with math lessons even. Today I did it using guided reading with a nonfiction book.